How can you take control of your life? How can you finally let go of those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back for the past few decades, stopping you from growing and leveling up? How can you step out of your comfort zone and unleash your full potential for your business and your personal life? Hi, and welcome to the Self-Worth Accelerator podcast. My name is Sonia Maria Horn, and I'm a mindset and success coach with focus on your self-worth. And every single week, I will be talking with you about how you can raise the awareness of your full potential and unleash those powerful tools for maximum wealth and inner peace. Find out everything about how to stop procrastination so you can finally empower yourself from within. You can do this, and I'm here to show you exactly how. So let's get started right now. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Self-Worth Accelerator podcast. And again, we're going to dive deep into empowering conversations to boost your self-worth, because that's what it's all about in this podcast. And I'm your host, Sonia Maria Horn, and I would like to introduce you today to a very, very special guest. And today's episode is dedicated to exploring the connection between self-worth and body image. And I have somebody here today who is amazing and has an amazing journey behind her. And I would like to introduce you to Misty Laboy. And best, I think, Misty, it's best if you introduce yourself and just explain where you're coming from, what is your mission, and why are you doing what you're doing today?
Yes. Hi. Welcome. Thank you for having me on the show today. I'm excited to share. I have been building my business for over 20 years now, and I am passionate about helping women transform. My business is called Beauty Inside and Out, and I initially started as a makeup artist and then got involved in weight loss, and now I am a self-love mentor, so I'm able to help women transform inside and out. And my goal for being on here today is just to reach as many women as possible. Hopefully some of them will resonate with my story, and hopefully I can give some tips and advice to the rest.
Exactly. That's what when I spoke to you first, I instantly resonated with your mission and your passion. You know, the way you live your passion. I can feel that you've been through things that brought you to this point. As you know, most of us have our story, what guides us to become the coaches or the people we are today. So what is it that brought you here? Can you be a bit more specific on your story?
Yes, absolutely. So I started out selling cosmetics, and I quickly realized that I love helping women transform. As I said, you know, when they look in the mirror and they see their after and their face lights up, it really is priceless. And for me, I had my own journey. I lost 65 pounds using amazing products and was able to keep it off. And, you know, my clients started asking me what I was doing. So I started sharing. And I realized that no matter how great the outside looks, whether it be makeup or weight loss, if you don't have the inside piece right, you know, you'll find that there's something always missing. And that was my case, certainly. I thought that I had truly loved myself because I did like what I see, you know, when I look in the mirror, but I had felt like, I call it a God-sized hole. I felt like there was something just missing, like I was never truly going to be happy. And unfortunately, I tried to fill that void with, you know, food, with shopping, with alcohol. And nothing quite seemed to fill that void. And during the pandemic, I had the opportunity for self-reflection, you know, as we were all spending a lot of time alone. And it gave me the opportunity to dig a little deeper and find out why I am the way I am. I was starting to feel like I was never truly going to be happy. Maybe there was something wrong with me. I don't know if any of you can relate out there. So I
absolutely.
started kind of digging and it started with personality tests to learn more about myself and that led into attachment styles and childhood trauma. And the more time I spent working on myself, the happier I became, the more I was able to fully accept myself and in turn fully love myself.
Mm.
And I healed a sex and love addiction through self love. And, I recognize that there's a need for more self love out there. So many women, they either don't know that they need self love or they think they already have self love. Like, I really genuinely thought that I loved myself because I liked the way I looked in the mirror. I had no idea how much deeper
Mm.
that it went.
Mm. Exactly. I was just going to say that many times people they're not aware that there is a void and they're just acting out of this lack inside or this
Mhm.
void, as you perfectly call it, and replace it with something else, and such as addictions, etc., what you just mentioned. And to that's why I find this step, like you experience as well, and so have I, from thinking you're fine on the outside, but experiencing this compensation constantly and falling back into old behaviors and patterns, not
Mhm.
making you happy at the end of the day, realizing that over and over again, that is so powerful to reach this point of awareness. And that's why I always say awareness is the key, first of all, right?
It
To
really is.
actually reach out to people like you and I, and to reach out and look for help or
Mhm.
do a therapy or whatever. That's the biggest step.
Yeah, the more self aware I became, the more I saw the patterns and I was able to recognize, my part in it.
Mm,
It's so easy to blame others for things that happen to us and where we are in life. But the more self aware I became, I could see like, oh wow, this keeps happening, or I keep attracting these certain type of people into my life.
mm,
And, if you're not self aware, you're not able to really change those patterns. So you're right. That
never.
really is the key.
Yeah, never, never, ever. And it's about that really that then our journey really begins, I find. And I did therapy in the past as well, and that didn't even bring me to that point. I was doing it, but it was all kind of activist, I was an active behavior without, like you just mentioned, this journey inside as well. And I've come to the conclusion now, or I realized for myself, and also with my clients when they come to me, it's about 80, just throwing a number out there now, but I've read so much about it and heard from life coaches and really professionals that it's scientifically even proven that it's about 85% is the energetic path or energetic vibration that we have that
Mhm.
allows us to grow and to expand. And that's a lot.
That is.
It is. And I believe that because I've been there. I've been, acting, doing the things, doing the work, nutrition, eating, exercising, whatever, but always falling back into default, always attracting the wrong people, perhaps partners, and always falling back into the old patterns of not eating healthily or,
Mhm.
not exercising. It was always a struggle until I did the work inside. And then, woof, everything becomes so easy, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't want to make it sound easy now because it is a journey, isn't it?
It is. And for me, a friend introduced me to plant medicine,
Yeah.
and that made a huge difference. I'm a real believer in plant medicine. And if you haven't tried it, I encourage you to do the research and check it out. But for me, I was going through a really bad breakup and I had to set an intention for the plant medicine. And the intention was for me to get through this breakup. And when I went there, I was feeling pretty good. And they say that you don't get what you want, you get what you need. And what kept coming up for me was self-love. And I kept rejecting it, thinking, I do love myself. I do love
Mhm,
myself. Like,
mhm,
why does this keep coming up? And at the same time, I was beating myself up because I was not having a similar experience to everyone else who was doing the plant medicine. So again, I was thinking, what's wrong with me? Like, why is this not working for me? And, then I had that aha moment that, like, the self love part that I was missing is that I'm beating myself up because I'm not like everyone else. And when you truly love and accept yourself, you don't do that.
No, exactly, exactly. But how did you reach that point now? Like, yes, truly love and accept yourself. And they also say, like, in order to lose weight or in order to get into your powerful body or your physical um, body that you love unconditionally and not have any criticism to bring forward to, how do you actually accept your body if you don't accept it by looking in the mirror? That was always my conflict at the time, because there were times I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. But I was told, oh, you have to love yourself unconditionally anyway, and then it'll all work out automatically.
So for me, I had to get radically honest. And I talk a lot about radical honesty. And what that means is, owning your shit basically. And, flaws and all. There were parts of me that I loved about myself, and there were parts of me that I hated about myself. And I kept hidden from everyone, including my husband. And during this period of radical honesty, I had to just own my flaws, I had to take personal responsibility for where I was in life and the choices that I made. And looking at my body, if my body wasn't where I wanted it to be, or it didn't look like what I wanted it to look like, to some degree, I had power over that. I did have issues with eating, so I was overweight. So, losing that weight made a difference, but I still didn't fully accept myself and love myself. And once I got radically honest and owned it, what I found was it helped me to stop caring what other people thought. So, I tell people the best weight I've ever lost is the opinions of others.
Yes. Brilliant.
And, I owned my thick thighs so that whenever there was a comment made or if anyone would say anything, I took the power away.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if someone said, wow, you have really big thighs. Yes, I do. Yep, that's a
Brilliant.
part of me,
I get
and not,
goosebumps.
and not ashamed or not embarrassed by it. I owned it. So, and I wasn't able to love myself until I owned it all. And then loving yourself doesn't mean that you can't make changes. You can certainly make changes, but you have to accept where you are first.
That's the point. Exactly. And it's hard. Like I said, I had a real problem with doing that at the time. I thought, how can I accept where I am right now if I want to be somewhere else? That is absolutely, it's essential. It's key to be grateful for what you have. And
Yes.
and I think that's where I want to throw in this, one hack that I recommend and that I used for myself. Everything I put out there, I used on myself, and I'm sure you have as well. And I think that's the most powerful gift we can give, because we've been there and done that.
Yeah.
And one is really this gratitude, to when this negative self-talk kicks in again, which is always there. That's how we're wired. We're wired to be on guard and to be on a negative trip, to be aware of what's going on, of dangers around us. But once they kick in, to really sit down and be aware of this negative thought and write down something contradicting, something positive, something nice about yourself, for example. So like, replace this negative statement or thought that you have on your mind with something positive and something that you are actually really, really grateful for. And already, even when I'm saying it now, I already, it uplifts me. It's instantly I feel, oh yeah, that feels much better, right? To be grateful for just the smallest things. If we look around, there are people who are perhaps, in a different situation, and just to be grateful for what we have.
Yes, I have a gratitude journal, and every day I write things down that I'm grateful for, no
Yes.
matter how big or how small.
Yeah.
It could even be like, my favorite flavor of ice cream today.
Yeah.
But there's so many things to be grateful for, and I'll share a hack. Is mirror work. I highly recommend getting naked and spending time alone in front of a mirror. And instead of focusing on the negative things that you don't like about yourself, so oftentimes we get so hung up on that one body part or that one thing that we hate, and we put so much energy into it and thought into it. Instead, think about the hundreds of other things that our bodies do for us every day that we take for granted, our eyes so that we can see beautiful things, and, ears so we can hear music and taste. There's so many things.
Exactly.
And just spend some time alone with that mirror and point out all those things, your nervous system, your immune system. We have so many things. Our bodies are miracles, and there's so many reasons to be grateful.
Yes, beautiful. I love that. That's a brilliant, brilliant exercise as well. Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah. So, and then in your work, what is your approach? Or you said you were coming from the field of beauty, so you do have this. I love the combination, and I'm a big fan of that also in my work, like this, the inside and the outside. And so you have so when if somebody comes to you, or when you consult with somebody, you give them advice on how to present themselves, on how to, also the makeup side, or the external side, plus the internal side, right?
Yes, to me, that's a total transformation. When you have the inside, for so long, I feel like people would look at me and they think, oh, she has it all together. She has everything, and they were just basing it on my external appearance. And while I may have looked like I had it all together and looked the part, inside I was a mess.
Yeah.
So, you have to get the insides to match the outsides.
Yes, yes. And this phrase pops into my mind just now when you say that, like, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And I in a way, yes, it can work in certain fields, in the corporate world or something, but it doesn't work for me. I can only be authentic, and people see when I'm feeling down, and people see when I'm feeling high.
Me
Right?
too.
It's
Yeah.
just no, even if I try to fake it, It's
Energy doesn't lie.
exactly, exactly. It's a vibration that you have to, reach. Which brings me, I think vibration is everything,
It is.
isn't it? And I mean, I've struggled. I've struggled in the past with it. To
Mm-hmm.
when we're functioning in daily life, and I was a single mom with two little kids, and to always stay on a high vibe. Even now, we have good
Mm-hmm.
days, bad days, or we are surrounded by people who pull us down, or who have a negative vibe, and we go down on their level rather than pulling them up.
This is why we have to work so hard to protect our energy.
Exactly that, and that can be challenging, and I think it's fine to acknowledge that, but
Mm-hmm.
being aware of it again, like I just had something happen to me last week, and to say everything is fine, everything happens for a reason, and everything is going to be okay. And straight away it brought me up a bit,
Mm-hmm.
instead of allowing myself to go down the rabbit hole, I thought, no, this is not doing me any good. And
Mm-hmm.
really, it's like you said a while ago, it's our control. It's I love Brooke Castillo. She comes to my mind. She's one of my favorite coaches. She's
Mm-hmm.
very, very inspiring to me, and
Mm-hmm.
very clear in everything she says. And basically, she says, I didn't invent the wheel newly. I'm putting everything together from Eckhart Tolle, Joe Dispenza, Esther Hicks, all together, and I'm just putting it into a nutshell so I can comprehend and practice it. And she says, that this external, we can't control the external circumstances, but we control what we make of them, what we think about them, and how we let them affect us, right?
Yes. Yes, that reminds me, a lesson that I taught my 11-year-old daughter is that no one can make you feel some type of way. We're in control of our own feelings, and we have to own that. And, she'll say, "You made me mad." I didn't make you mad.
Yeah.
I don't have that power.
Yeah.
But she gets it. Even at 11 years old, she gets it that she's in control of her own emotions. I mean, she's, we all struggle sometimes, but ultimately it's our responsibility.
I think, it's beautiful. I think children are much more authentic anyway than us adults. We suppress things, and they're much closer still to their source, to their
And
own.
you were talking about not going down the rabbit hole, and I always say, like, you can go best case scenario or you can go worst case scenario. The choice is up to you. But what you think about, you bring about. So if you keep going worst case scenario, you're going to get more of that. It's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to be attracting that vibrationally.
Absolutely.
And same with self-talk. You can be your biggest cheerleader or your biggest critic. You've already tried being your biggest critic. Some of us have done it for decades and it hasn't worked. Let's try something else. Let's try working on our self-talk and speaking more positively to ourselves. We wouldn't talk that way to our children. We wouldn't talk that way to our best friends. So why do we talk to ourselves that way?
Exactly that. That was my next point. Exactly that, treat yourself like you treat your best friend, and then we're done. We're fine.
Yeah.
But we don't, because of the voices in our head that we listen to it as a child or whatever. And also you and me as mothers and all the women out there, or men, our fathers, I think we've grown so much now. And like you're giving your daughter, I'm giving my daughters this lesson that I want them to be further sooner than I am,
Yes.
to like really get it. And my daughters are already, I think sometimes they're way ahead of me even, just because of the seeds that I put into them and the awareness that I put in there, and they get it. They
Yeah.
totally get it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm noticing that. I have two college age boys, and I'm very impressed with their self-awareness.
Beautiful, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Makes me proud.
Big time, big time. Yeah. Same here. Oh, beautiful. I love that. But it's again, it's always what I say, it's always about you. It's always about me. It's about ourselves, and it's not about the people around us. It's always about you. And that's what I teach my daughters as well. Don't do anything to please others. Never ever.
Yes. As a former people pleaser, yes, I have learned that lesson because it creates resentment. And resentment is awful. It's an awful feeling. It's an awful vibration. You have to do what makes you happy. You have to put yourself first. And even talking about self-care, so many moms out there, so many women, they're taking care of their families, they're taking care of their children, and they're taking care of themselves last.
Yeah.
And in order to be the most effective, best version of yourself for your family and for your children, you need to take care of yourself first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree anymore. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. One more time, the what you mentioned a while ago made me curious, and you did mention it before we had this talk. The plant-based. What can you recommend there? What did you take? Perhaps for the listeners who also perked their ears.
I took ayahuasca, and it was a beautiful, they did a beautiful ceremony, and it was just really amazing. And I also did the psilocybin, the mushrooms. I've taken them, and it really expands your consciousness, and it makes you think differently. It makes you see things differently. For me, it was like I always struggled with, is that my stuff or is that your stuff? If someone had a problem, am I the problem or are you the problem? And after I took that medicine, it made things much more clear of what was mine and what wasn't. And that was very helpful.
Beautiful. It has to be supervised, no? You had it under
Yeah,
supervision or
yeah, a shaman administered my medicine. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I've never tried it myself, but I'm curious. I will definitely try it once. I have a
Yeah,
feeling
I've seen it help a lot of people, heal
I've heard.
inner childhood trauma and things like that.
Mm.
PTSD. Yeah,
Mm.
I've seen it work miracles.
Beautiful. Yeah. So this is so let's sum up our hacks that people would like to focus on their
Okay.
daily life. Yeah. So we had the mirror work you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had what else did we say?
I know you were talking about negative self-talk.
This negative self-talk. Yeah. Writing down, journaling, what you said is
Positive. Mm-hmm.
writing down positive affirmations in contradiction to that.
Yes.
A big, huge aspect that changed my life was meditation. Even
Oh,
though,
meditation has been very helpful. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very big key in transforming, or in getting uplifted or uplifting yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I think even for people who are reluctant to do it, who tried and said, no, I can't, my mind is just too busy. I always say, try it, try it. 5 minutes.
And again, and again. And you'll hear, all the people, all the gurus, all the best coaches, they'll
Exactly.
all tell you meditation, meditation. And,
Reason.
it's a limiting belief to say that you can't do it, because I don't believe there's a human on this earth that can't do it. You just, like anything, if you want to get good at something,
Yeah.
I tell my daughter, you have to practice.
Yes. Yeah.
Practice, 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 and you will get good. And you can start with just 2-minute meditations, 5-minute meditations. They have walking meditations
Mm.
you can do, but
Mm.
I like the guided meditations myself.
Same. I did that. However, when I listen to Esther Hicks, she always, says, try, do it in silence. And I just made that for me now to do for the next 21 days. I'm going to do it every day
Oh,
in
that's a
silence.
great challenge.
Yeah, I want to do that because apparently it has a different effect. And I see that. I don't know, it makes sense to me. Even though, like yourself, I've always done guided meditations
Mhm.
so far.
Are you familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's
So,
meditations?
yeah.
I'm reading his book right now, Becoming Supernatural,
I have
and
that here behind me. Yeah. I haven't read
yeah,
it yet.
I'm in the middle of it, but
Oh,
it
brilliant.
seems
Yeah.
pretty amazing. But I mean, it's all about how meditation can change. It can heal your body. It can change
Mm.
your life. I mean, it's all related to your vibration.
Yeah. Which I love now recently, which I've discovered for myself, is an app called Inside Timer. I don't know whether you've heard of
I've heard
that.
of it, but I haven't tried it. You like
Yeah,
it?
it's fantastic and it's free. And
Okay.
called Inside Timer. I'll put all the information after in the notes. But it's fantastic. You can choose your topic. You can choose the length of time, 5 minutes, 10,
Hmm.
30, and really select what you need. And there are brilliant people there. I'm actually going to upload my own meditation there. I have my own account now, just newly
Oh,
created.
wow.
Going to upload my meditations there because I just love the offer, and it shows a global map where all the teachers and people are all over the world,
Okay.
many in America, Europe, and Australia. And
Yeah.
it's millions of millions. It's fantastic.
Hmm.
You can make little donations if you like it. And it's a it's a fantastic app. I love it. My
I will
friend
definitely check
recommended
it
it.
out.
Yeah, do for sure. And like I said, you can also have just binaural beats or drums or guided for any topic, for manifestation or whatever topic you choose. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's really cool.
So.
Yeah, great. So, oh yeah, and have you got any, Misty, any freebies that you like to offer our listeners? Anything you?
Yes. Yes, thank you for asking. So, I have a newly redesigned website, and I'm excited to announce the free self love quiz that I offer. And for many of my clients, I find there are four main love locks that are keeping you from fully loving yourself. And if you take the quiz, you'll get the key to unlock your love lock, and you'll get an in-depth email describing what's keeping you from fully loving yourself, and tips and advice on how to break through.
Now you made us curious. Now everybody's gonna go on there. Fantastic. That's
Yeah, and
great.
my website's mistylaboy.com, so pretty easy to remember.
Great. Yeah, it's a unique name. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I put it in the notes, of course, and then people can check it out.
Okay.
Lovely. Yeah. So we're done for today, or did we forget anything else? No, no, we did the hacks, and I think it's really about I really hope, like you mentioned in the beginning, that we reach as many people. I think it's all about inspiring people to, first of all, feel good in themselves the way they are,
Mhm.
even if they always find something to dislike. Nobody, not one soul on this planet has deserved, not to be loved and to
You were born
recognize.
worthy. I always say, babies are
Oh,
born and they're born worthy. At what point does a baby lose its worthiness? It
exactly.
doesn't.
No,
It
exactly.
doesn't, and neither do you.
No, nobody, none of you, whoever is
Right.
listening. Exactly. And I want to read out this quote that came to me today, happened to
Okay.
be today. So it
Perfect.
says, our journey begins by understanding that self-worth is not solely determined by external appearances. It's about embracing who you are beyond the physical, recognizing your unique qualities and contributions to this world. And it just popped up today, and I thought, yes.
Yes, your self-worth is not determined by your pant size. It's not determined by, your shape, your age. None of that
Yeah.
matters. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a beautiful quote. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And it's a switch that we have to put in our head. And that comes with the inner work. So that's, yeah. So, dear listeners, if you want to know more about Misty, go on our website and download that quiz or participate in that quiz, and or reach out to me, Sonia. You have all the details, and we're happy to guide you, right? To
Yes,
assist you on your path to transformation and to self love. Because, in my opinion, that's everything. That's all it's about, right?
absolutely.
So, thank you so much, Misty. It was
Thank you,
beautiful
Sonia.
talking to you. You're a true inspiration. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. So, love and leave you, and take care.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's podcast. I really appreciate your presence. Now, if you want to experience the full power of your subconscious mind, to manifest more abundance and self-worth, leading to more success and overall contentment from within, well, I've got a gift for you. The Self-Worth and Success Hypnosis audio on my website is available for you as a free download. It helps you to unconsciously let go of negative self-talk and money or receiving blocks. You get to rewire and reprogram your mind for success and abundance. This recording has already helped so many people to let go of limiting beliefs and negative blueprints that they didn't even know they had. You can find their testimonies on my website. I promise it's so powerful. Also, I would love to invite you to join my value-packed Visionary Masterclass program. It teaches you all about the power of your thoughts and how to get out of your comfort zone and reach a higher self. You learn step by step how you can reach your goals by setting a focused intention and experience more self-love and a healthy body image with ease and energetic alignment within only 21 days. You can find all my offers and content on my website, www.soniamariahorn.com/en. And of course, you can find all the links in the show notes. So I look forward to seeing you next time on the Self-Worth Accelerator podcast. Until then, take care and reach out to me anytime. I'm here for you.